I see. Anyway, so what's the point of my nice and beautiful campaign today? I understand today I have no depression because I can speak more words. I understand straight away what depression is. I see depression is something where you never ever speak more words. I see depression happens to people who have no words to say. First, although you must understand that. First, you must understand that every single day I'm learning very quickly about different types of diseases and what's going on around in the planet. So for myself at least, I'm actually learning now that I want to help myself to deliver information. And because I deliver information much better than yesterday, I just woke up now, but I feel great. I feel great, and I've been sleeping too much, but it's never because of depression or anything. I have no depression, but it's just because it's just too cold in the morning, and now a little bit that way. And a little bit because I understand straight away how I feel. I feel nice and beautiful. I feel that I'm ready to perform and outperform people today. I'm learning something different along the way. I'm learning how to grow myself. I'm learning that I can do my music production today. And I'm learning how to grow myself in regards to what I'm doing today. So, anyway, what I'm doing now is with Instagram, I'm doing it every single week. I'm doing my Instagram every single week. And I'm learning very quickly about life and success, and I'm learning how to help myself to open up to a better way of life. And I'm learning how to very quickly be able to open up to everything I'm doing because I understand something. I'm saving time and freedom now for my life over here. I'm saving time and freedom at the time, and I'm doing something nice and great for myself where I have a nice and beautiful reputation for myself. And the thing is, for me now, to produce more content and to be able to love my sleep and love everything and life, I understand straight away I need to go and do a greater job. So I want to do a greater job while also working from home and everything in terms of life, and being remotely able to do a greater job for myself is a nice and beautiful way for my life to grow. And it's a nice and beautiful way for my life to grow. And I understand straight away that what I want to do is help myself to explain. I want to help myself to explain a life much more that I can live, and I want to live my life to the best of my potential. So what I'm doing every single day is I'm learning very quickly about life. So whenever I want to read, I read when I need to, and I learn to copy people and I learn to mimic people so I can do a greater life for myself, so I can do a nice and beautiful time. So what I want to do is help myself to remember that I'm waking up today with nice and beautiful courage in my pocket, and I understand that 29th birthday, in terms of my 29th birthday, is much better than yesterday. And I woke up today feeling nice and beautiful, and I understand that no matter what, that I'm looking at everything I'm doing in my life, in terms of in my life, and I'm looking for a better way. I'm looking for a better way forward all the time. I'm not saying straight away I feel like some spaghetti in the morning, but I feel actually to have nice and beautiful spaghetti in the morning. I can do that. I actually can do that. I actually realized something, that no matter what I do today, that I'm realizing every single time that I'm learning to perfect my game, and I'm learning to strategize around town. I'm looking to help myself to explain myself much greater, and I'm learning very quickly about the art of persuasion and the art of helping myself to deliver information. So when I deliver information, I'm looking for better ways of painting pictures around my life, and I'm looking for a better way to succeed. So as I speak much more words into my life now, I'm actually understanding something, that no matter what I do, is that I learn very quickly about life. And I'm actually doing my Centrelink now. So I need to go on Centrelink. I need to go on my Centrelink account. And when I go on my Centrelink account, I realize I just go and I do my Centrelink with my phones over here. So I make sure to do my nice and beautiful life ahead of me. And I make sure to just report my income for the day. so I can get some income from the government. I get some income from the government, and what I do is obvious. I make sure that no matter what, that it's much more how I feel. I feel that I need to go and perform, and I perform to my great deal, and I have a nice and beautiful time with myself always. So what I do is I treasure my life. I treasure my life differently. I'm always performing and outperforming my life, and I'm always looking for better ways of dealing with life still. So as I really grow myself differently, guys, I'm looking to help myself to explain what I'm doing. And that's how I really grow. I grow differently. I make sure every single day I'm growing myself into the best kind of planet possible. So what I want to do is help myself to get everything for free in terms of my nice and beautiful way of life. And that's how I really enjoy myself differently. So no matter what I do, is I'm learning very quickly about how to get money and how to earn money and how to have something worthwhile for my life. But I'm understanding straight away how throughout time how I need to give money and I need to live. I need to live with the money I give. And straight away I'm understanding straight away that no matter what, that my life is nice and beautiful now. So every single time I do something, guys, I'm looking for a better way. I'm looking for better ways to improve my life. I'm looking for something nice and new for myself to grow with. And I'm just encouraging myself to just live. I'm just encouraging myself to just live over here at my biological dad's house and to just have money in my pocket at the moment. And why is that? Because I understand because I just need to go and really be able to succeed anyway. I need to succeed differently and I need to show myself that I have all the nice and beautiful tonalities and everything I need to succeed, but I need to be able to make those melodies. And now, how do you make a melody? I mean, how you make a melody is you go and write a melody down. It can be any type of melody that you want to explain in the world, and then write the rhythm over it, and that's it. I mean, just go and play the melody over the rhythm, but make the melody bounce to the rhythm. And that's all you have to do. That's all you have to really do for life. And guess what, Branchi? Then you have to understand straight away that you have to put some automation in here and there, and you have to enjoy the process. But never try to rush a program. I mean, never try to rush your success. I mean, do you understand? So because I understand because every single day I'm learning very quickly about the art of persuasion over here, and I'm learning how to develop on my life much greater because I need to always develop myself into freedom. I need to develop my road. So as I develop my road, I'm looking to always update myself with everything that's going on. So what I do is I do a nice and beautiful podcast in the morning and I make sure that people can hear me nice and clear because that's what I feel about my life. And as I as I really do anything to help my life with my life, I'm actually learning to study about my life very quickly. I'm learning to actually have potential to actually persuade myself to do a greater life for myself. But winters are almost over here, and I'll let it be that way. So what I want to do is do my nice and beautiful life so I can actually succeed differently, and I'm looking for greater ways of dealing with life. So I see police are searching for a missing man, Eric Loftus, 75. I see, I'm not sure what you mean. I see why. I'm not sure why the police are texting me for this. I'm not sure. I realized anyway. So what I'm actually doing I'm doing actually a great life for myself over here. I'm actually learning very quickly about life. I'm learning to actually increase my stature, and I'm looking to help explain myself differently. And what I need to go and do is something that's actually helping me move forward. But what actually helps me move forward is a greater way of life. And now, since I'm actually understanding my greater way of life is to perform and outperform people, I want to just see, or always want to see what's going on with my life differently. And I want to help myself to improve. So you guys have to help yourselves to improve your life. It's very different, and you have to enjoy your life differently in the process of everything. So just make sure that you understand straight away how it feels to grow up and to make sure that you're worthy, and making sure that no matter what they have more, just make sure they have more, just make sure they have more than enough success today to pin down much more people, to pin them up in a way that you're learning to grow people today, and that's how successful you can become. So what I do now is, no matter what, I can realize I can have some nice and beautiful spaghetti in the morning. I have some spaghetti in the morning, and why I do what I do is I understand because everything is working out for me, and that's why. I understand I go to the point of recommendation to help myself to succeed, and everybody must help themselves to succeed, and that's why I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to grow myself. I'm learning how to be the best version of myself. So as I be the best version of myself, I'm looking for better ways of dealing with life. And as I really understand my life over here, I'm looking for something to improve about. I'm looking to improve my life. I'm looking to improve my life to succeed more and to understand straight away how I feel about everything. But how I feel is different. And how I feel is how I want to be able to recognize myself as somebody in life. So what you can do is early in the morning, make yourself pasta and rice in the morning. Then the whole day, you can have that nice and beautiful pasta, and the whole day from that point, you can have the nice and beautiful pasta and noodles from that point on. And you can actually work it out for yourself throughout the day. So when I make pasta and noodles, I make it in the morning. Whereas when I make myself anything that's, let's say, noodles or pasta or spaghetti or rice or any type of penne pasta, then I make it right in the morning. And I make it early in the morning, because that way I can eat it all day. I have all day to eat it. And that way I'm understanding that it's a much more better cooking method for you guys out there. You need to get some encouragement with yourselves, and it's much more how it is. I'm making sure you guys understand I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm just learning to tackle my problems. I'm learning to understand I have no problems in life. But what I do is I help myself to elaborate that I'm learning very quickly about life, and I'm learning how to help myself to overcome certain obstacles and certain ways of living and certain ways of doing. So what I'm doing now is I'm helping myself to explain that there is more to do. And since there is more to do, I'm understanding that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about how to do it. I'm learning how to help myself to explain that no matter what I do today, that I become successful, and that I go and understand something about my life. Now, I'm really finding the episodes and finding everything in terms of life much more successful. So what I'm doing now is I have to go and grow myself, but no matter what I feel, and no matter what, that now's the time for me to succeed differently, and I'll let it be that way. I'll let it be in a way that I'm succeeding differently, and as you succeed differently, you have to open up to the better way of life, and then you have to understand straight away that you need to grow yourself differently. So what I do all day long is I help to perform and outperform myself with public speaking and with an audience in front of me, and I just try to be somebody who's actually outperforming people via YouTube and stuff like that. I understand straight away that what I do now is a little bit that way, and no matter what, I realize that there's a lot of content to do, but I'm ahead of the game with my content. And now, do I get myself an iPhone? I've realized for now, I just let it be now. I just let it be for now. I let it be because I understand I'm using my actual nice and beautiful Apple Watch as my alarm ringer, and it does wake me up. But the thing is that no matter what, I see how to get out of bed. And now, when my nice and beautiful watches alarm me to get out of bed, I must get out of bed. I see it's much more how I feel. That no matter what, that I need to wake up and start doing my nice and beautiful words first thing in the morning. Now once I wake up, I start doing an audio program right away. And always this way do I do life. But life is changing for me, and life is different. Like I said, life is different for everybody. But you must understand straight away how to grow. So as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for better ways of improving. And I'm looking for better ways of dealing with life. And now I'm understanding now that no matter what I do today, that I'm learning to co-pronunciate much greater. I'm looking to help myself to succeed much greater. So I help myself to learn something. I'm learning something for nothing. I'm learning something to help myself to succeed is what I'm doing. And you guys have to learn yourself to grow yourself differently, and you have to understand straight away how it feels to have pasta in the morning right away. I mean, why not? I mean, learn how to grow yourself, yeah? I mean, if you're learning how to grow yourself, then learn how to respond with yourself as well, and learn how to understand straight away how to grow. I mean, learn how to understand how to get away from pleasurable activities, and just understand straight away that from now on I do have money in my pocket, which is excellent. That I always have money in my pocket now, because I never need cigarettes. I always have money in my pocket now, and I'm always loving my life as much as possible. I'm learning how to become the best version of myself, because that's how I see life. I see life differently, and because I see life differently now, I'm actually understanding something. I'm understanding how I feel. I feel different. I feel that no matter what, that you must understand that life is different for me now, and I have a healthy heart. I have healthy ways of living. I do everything nice and beautifully. I do it nice and beautifully for myself all the time. I brush my teeth as well. I make sure that no matter what, that today I need to brush my teeth and also groom myself. I make sure that no matter what, that the coronavirus pandemic is hitting people hard, but I'm somebody who's living a greater life. Now, they have family members around, but I never need family members around. But the more family you have around, the more of a limit you have. I promise you. Although you must understand that what's important is speaking over the family. And speaking over the family is something that you need to do. And you have to enjoy yourself, and you need to write more down. And you need to write more content down for yourself. So for myself at least, I'm about to go in life differently. I can breathe. I can reach for a breath, and I can nicely and beautifully be able to breathe and never suffocate myself with cigarettes. And I love my life now. I love my life differently, and because I love my life, I can breathe, and I understand straight away I have better lungs now. I have better lungs, and have a better way of life. I understand I did say before just one cigarette, and I never need a cigarette anymore. And I understand straight away how I feel. I felt withdrawal symptoms. I felt withdrawal from that cigarette a bit, but it was nothing too strong. I understand. And you have to watch out, because the more you smoke cigarettes and the more cigarettes you smoke, the more your body withdraws to have more cigarettes. And you have to understand straight away how it feels. But make sure you understand to never smoke cigarettes in the first place. And be grateful you have breathing in your life. I mean, be grateful you can breathe in your life. I can breathe. I can make sure I can learn something. I can learn something to breathe myself into greatness. And now, since I'm understanding that, I'm understanding straight away how I feel about life. I'm learning how to grow myself differently. I'm learning to help myself to see straight away what I need to do today, especially is make music. I need to make music silently, and what I want to do is I want to do my nice and beautiful coaching repertoire via my journals. And I want to make a Twinkletopia. I want to make extra with a Twinkletopia. But now, guess what? It's much more how I feel. That no matter what, that the acapella is something different. And it's much more how I feel that no matter what, that as I grow myself differently, that there's always a challenge. I'm not sure though, do I make more acapellas? For sure I can, but I can use the same acapellas, but nah. I mean, change it. I mean, always change it and make it different. I mean, always making music differently. And now, what I feel like doing also is making new sounds, making new ways of life differently. And I need to put in the time and effort into it. But who's listening? I'm the only one listening to it. But eventually there comes a day where I make my first album. And now that's the thing. I'm doing it for my first album, to make a first album. Once I make my first album, I make all this nice and beautiful content into it. And it starts off making it, I make it a nice and beautiful way of life. And I make it nice and beautiful for everybody to hear. And that's it. Of course, now you must understand that I start from Idonatopia. And I put my nice and beautiful vinyl mixes extra sounds into it, and it just works out. It works out for me to have an album that's actually working out for me. And now, where do I put my music? I put it on YouTube. It's well enough on YouTube. Now, all my music sounds have to be on YouTube. Yes. Now, that's the thing. So, for myself at least, I want to put on my 2020 album and 2021 album to be on YouTube. And now, that'll be just 2021 album on YouTube. And everything else can be just a side hustle. And that'll be that way. I don't know, every single day I'm learning very quickly about how to just enjoy myself differently. I'm learning how to remix my music tracks. I'm learning to help myself to deliver information. And I'm learning how to become the best version of myself regardless of what's happening. So I realized something. I realized there's plenty of time to do everything now. And I have much more to do. So there's less pressure around me, but I love life. Honestly, it's much more how I feel. Since I quit smoking cigarettes, I have so much more, let's say, empathy, and I have so much more time and vigor. I have so much more strength. In life to love my life and to do my life differently. So it's more how I feel. I feel different. I feel that no matter what, that I'm listening to my heart over here. And I'm learning very quickly about life. I'm learning how to develop myself. But how do I develop myself? I develop myself differently. I make sure I do something different I've never done before to make sure I can go and grow myself. And that's it. I make sure I'm learning very quickly about how to deliver. Like if you smoke so much cigarettes, which eventually what happens is you can reach only for less air in life. So reach out for more air today by being a non-smoker. So people who smoke are able to breathe less and less throughout time, and they get emphysema, and that's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life. When they go, I mean, I love I only. I promise you now, you must understand that everything's the word I. Promise you, although emphysema is the worst disease I've ever seen in my life. I promise you, when people are grasping for air and they can not even have the air that they want to have. But you must understand that it's just like that. So be careful, yeah? I mean, you have to understand to be young and prosperous, and other people have lung failure. I mean, that's what actual emphysema is. So be careful, yeah? And I understand straight away that no matter what I do today, now I'm looking for a better way. I'm looking for better ways of thinking. I'm looking for better ways of doing my life. But my life is simple. I mean, my life is helping me grow. But because I'm helping myself grow in the process, I'm actually learning something regardless of the situation. I'm learning something. I'm learning to become the best version of myself. And that's what you guys need to be doing. So as I really, really grow myself differently, I love myself. And I love my word I love my word I. And I'm just growing. I'm growing myself differently to help explain to myself daily what to do. But you guys have to be able to do that for yourselves. I mean, you guys need to be able to love your life differently in a way that you can grow yourself. I mean, in a sense, so the important aspect of life is never feel sorry for people, and make sure you understand that if you feel sorry for people, then you're making them look like they're poor or something. I mean, in a sense, I mean, nobody's poor, but it's how you actually perceive life. I mean, if you perceive life much greater, then you understand straight away how to grow yourself. Once you're growing yourself means making sure you perceive much greater than who you are. I promise you, although every single day I'm learning very quickly about life, I'm learning very quickly about how to control myself and how to love myself and how to be the best version of myself. I'm learning very quickly about how to do my life much more than yesterday. I mean, in that sense, as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for better ways of art and dealings with my life. I'm looking for better ways of doing something. So you guys have to understand straight away how to grow yourself. So grow yourself differently and grow yourself in the best manner. But everybody's at home today because here in the New South Wales of Australia is the coronavirus period and they're locking down the whole New South Wales. So I'm currently at home as well. And I'm always at home, but my home is the words I speak. I mean, that's my home. And I'm learning much more differently about life anyway. And since I'm actually learning something about life, I'm actually learning that I need to paint a better picture. But my picture is greater, and I understand straight away that I'm learning very quickly about how to be positive about my life at least. So you can never teach people how to be positive. I mean, you can only teach them ideas about positivity. I mean, you understand? But you have to understand everybody has to talk for themselves about being positive. I mean, everybody needs to be their own positive guru. And you can only teach yourself how to be positive. I can never teach you how to be positive. I'm pretty sure you guys have to teach yourself how to do that. I'm pretty sure nobody can teach you the 10 Commandments of God. I'm pretty sure you have to learn yourself that. I'm pretty sure Jesus Christ can teach you the ideas of 10 Commandments of God. But you have to pick them up and you have to learn that. I mean, you're the one who has to pick up the book and you're the one who has to read it. I mean, you understand? So that's what I mean. You guys have to learn quickly, because the more you have time for reading today, the better for you. Learn how to grow. Learn how to succeed for yourself. Learn how to be great for yourself, because that's what I mean. When you guys have to understand straight away how it feels to grow yourself, yeah? So if you grow yourself differently today, then you're winning. Once your winners grow themselves, and that's it. Once you must understand how to grow yourself. I promise you, there's always a way for you to grow if you're willing to find the truth within that. And if you're willing to find out truly how to grow, then you shall find and you shall reap rewards. And that's it. You must understand straight away, if you're willing to fight to grow yourself in a way that you're never violent with other people, then you shall also prosper and reap rewards, because you're going to find out exactly how you need to grow. I promise you. So learn how to control yourself. Learn to control yourself and learn to have vigor and strength about yourself growing, and that way you're much more exemplifying yourself to grow yourself differently. So focus on loving yourself and becoming a star for yourself, because I understand, because that's the way it works, and you guys must understand how to love yourself differently. So control yourself. And if you control yourself differently, then you're looking for a better way, and you're looking for a better answer. But everything's different these days. You must understand straight away how you feel, and how to feel in terms of life is how you have to grow yourself. I see, guys. So, for example, when you have a laptop, and once you're listening to YouTube on your laptop, then try to connect it to a portable speaker, because a portable speaker has a louder sound and has a louder sound for you. So make sure you understand that no matter what, that over here I have a laptop, I have a portable speaker, and once I connect my actual laptop to a portable speaker, my sound goes much more higher in tone, in terms of tone, and it has a higher sound. So you must understand. So if I want to have a greater sound, then I'll connect my laptop to my portable speaker, and that's how I do it. I see. So what I'm doing now, guys, is just ate pasta, and it's around, let's say, what's the time? I see it's 11:52, so it's just becoming 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and that's at dawn. So 12 o'clock at dawn. I'm here, I'm about to wash my dishes. So I'm learning something, guys. I'm learning how to grow myself differently. I'm learning how to become the best version of myself always. So it's very important for you guys to understand that my life over here is set to take. My life is set to take stage over here, and I'm understanding how other people are going to be living around town over here until they need to go away from Australia. But I'm understanding how I need to go and grow myself regardless of the situation. So I can see how my life goes in terms of what my life is. And my life is something greater, but Jesus has a plan for me. And Jesus has a plan for you as well. You have to follow the plan of life. That your life is somehow differently done toward other people than how other people are treating you. So what I'm saying is, your life is different to other people. And you have a unique life that nobody else has. I'm saying nobody else has your life except you. So it's more how it is, yeah? I said it's more how you need to see. I never need a cigarette. I understand why. I understand every single day you must understand that no matter what, that you're doing greater. And you need to be able to function in a greater direction. And you need to also place bolognese sauce into the fridge once you open it. so that it never runs out. And then guess what? Just make sure that you're learning very quickly about how to grow yourself regardless of the situation. So no matter what I do, that today I find interest in the words I speak. I find interest in the words I speak only. So for myself, I need to do synonyms, but just let it be for now. And what else do I need to do? I need to go and make sure I have more than enough success over here in daily life to make sure that everything's nice and beautiful for myself. But I need to live in the words. I need to live in the words of life. So as I live in the words of life, I'm looking for different ways of explaining myself differently, and I'm looking for better ways of dealing with my life. But I have so much free time left. I have so much more of my free time. And now because I have so much free time to do just I in life, whereas I'm on top of life, aren't I? Or I'm on top of life when I have just myself over here. And I never need anybody else because I have the words I speak. I have the words I speak. I have the words, and the words are something that conform me into greater ways of being and greater ways of doing life. So I need to go and have my medication in the morning. And I need to have one medication in the morning over here. So no matter what, I see straight away how I feel. I feel different. I make sure that no matter what, I'm learning very quickly about my life. And that's how it is. See, so for myself over here at least, I just drank medicine, and it's medicine that the doctor gave me. And it's medicine that the doctors gave me, and now they're never my doctors, but anyway, honestly, it's more how I feel. I have to be taking those medications, otherwise they put me in a mental health facility again. And no matter what, I never need to go to a mental health facility again. And guess what? I promise you, it's much more how I feel. I feel different. So because I feel different, I need to go and thrive upon helping myself to just stay quiet as I move along. And I move along very quietly. And I move along making sure I have more success than ever before. And that's it. I promise you, it's more how I feel. I feel different. I feel that no matter what, as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for a better way of improving my life. And I'm enjoying myself. I'm enjoying my life. But my social worker may say something and may say, hey, are you working 9 to 5? Or what's happening? And then I just say, no, I'm just about to travel. I have to go travel over there and over there. And then I just be quiet about everything. And I make sure that no matter what, I have more enough success all the time to be able to go and deliver content for myself. But I see something very beautiful in myself over here. Now I'm ready to just deliver content. And that's what I'm doing now with words all day long. Actually, all day long is my life. So my life is something different. And on Tuesday, which is tomorrow, on Tuesday, I need to go to the doctor. I have to go to the doctor to give a nice and beautiful service of getting my passport. So I get my passport tomorrow. And I know it that way. I give money to get my passport. And I have to sign the documents. I have to sign all these documents. I have to fill it in. So I have to get a pen. See now, where are the pens? Here. I have to make sure I can do that for myself. I'll find the pen. And what I need to do is deliver content to help myself to do better. So I'll help myself to find a better way forward. And as I really find greater ways of dealing with life, I'm looking for a better way. But that's what you guys need to be doing. And you guys need to help yourselves to find everything that you ever need in life. And you need to have yourself a great time. So it's much more how it is, isn't it? See, it's all different. See now, if you want to go and grow yourself with a flute or something like that, then make sure you understand straight away that you can use a flute in your music production, and you can understand straight away how it feels to go and grow yourself. So regard yourself as something. I say regard yourself as somebody in life and something in life, and make sure that no matter what, that you're learning very quickly upon how to actually deliver content for yourself. So for myself at least, I'm learning the different architectures of life. I'm learning something different. I'm learning how to actually do my life much greater, and my life is much greater than ever before. And I'm learning very quickly about the art of persuasion, and that's it. If you guys understand the art of persuasion and how to live life for yourself, then actually what you need to do is help yourself to deliver information services with words, and then understand straight away that it's much more how it is. And how you need to go and grow yourself is different. But if you feel like growing yourself with music production in the background, then you can. And you can actually have music in the background of your ears while you're actually speaking to people. And then guess what? It's much more how it is, isn't it? So make sure you understand straight away how you feel. And how you feel must be that you are growing yourself to different aspects of life differently. And you have to understand also that you need to go and really see what pasta is made from. So what is pasta made from? I want to see. So I understand something about life. So as I go and grow myself, I always want to understand something about what is what and how to deliver information services. So as I really deliver information services nicely and beautifully, I'm looking for better ways. So what is pasta made of? See, now we're going to see. See, pasta is a type of food typically made from the unleavened dough of wheat flour mixed with water or eggs. I see, now it's made from wheat flour and formed into sheets or other shapes, then cooked by boiling or baking. I see, so it's wheat flour. And what is wheat flour? I say, what is wheat flour? See, wheat flour is what? See, wheat flour is a powder made from the grinding of wheat. So it's all made from wheat. So the actual pasta is made from wheat flour, and it's made from wheat. And then I understand how the process goes. I understand straight away how I feel. So how I feel is different, guys. I love life. I love myself differently, and I'm looking for better ways of dealing with life now. And I'm learning to study something different. I'm learning to become something different, but I have to learn something more today. I have to learn how to penetrate myself to do a greater job for myself, regardless of what's going on around me. I need to go and grow myself differently. So as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for better ways to improve. I'm looking for better ways to deal with life. And now, because I'm understanding life itself, I'm understanding how to go about life much better. And guess what? Apparently, it's more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that as you guys are growing yourselves, I'm learning very quickly about life and study, and I'm learning how to study my life. I'm learning how to do my life much greater. I'm learning how to evacuate systems to do much better for myself. And that's how I see life. I see life differently, yeah? And you guys have to understand straight away how it feels. And it feels differently. I see it feels, and it all feels differently. That no matter what, that I feel different, always. So I differently feel that no matter what, that it's much more how it is. And what I need to do daily is focus upon helping my life to succeed and I need to go to the doctor very soon to get my passport. I have to go get my passport done. And that means I borrow my dad's car very quickly in the morning to go to where I need to go to do what I need to do. So it works out for me. And I can give my dad a call as well to see what he's doing. And I feel that no matter what, that it's much more how I understand something. I understand that no matter what, they have to go and eat something. So it's much more how I feel. I have time and space to go and do my life. And since I'm actually understanding my life over here, I'm understanding straight away how to feel about life. Understanding that no matter what, that my life is different. And I'm learning how to penetrate my life over here. But what I need to do now is help myself to do more words. I do more words, and I'm learning very quickly the different arts and structures of everything. I see those who never want to speak more words never want to develop more. I see because I speak more words of encouragement daily, and because I speak more words, I find better ways to deal with my life. And I find my ways of life much more better when I actually call my dad anyway to see what he's doing. See anyway, just call him anyway, just to see what he's doing. See anyway, so what I need to do is sign the document over here, and I need to do the nice and beautiful ways of life over here. I have to complete the form. So as I complete the form, I have to write in block letters. I have to lodge the form. I have to do this form over here. So let me see. See, the notes over here is something different. But let me see over here. So I have to go and find a pen. To go find a pen, but the thing is, every single day I'm learning very quickly about life, and it's much more how I feel. I feel that there's one pen over here and it can be working. See, now it never works, does it? Gosh, this pen never works. See, this pen never works. I see anyway. See, what I'm actually doing now is I'm looking for better ways of dealing with my life. I'm looking for better ways to do life, guys. But now I need to go and actually help myself to see exactly what I need to do. So I understand I don't need to sleep now, but it's more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, it's more how I need to put pressure on myself to grow. Words of encouragement daily now. I need to grow myself now. So how do I grow? I grow through better ways of thinking and strategizing, and I grow through making sure that I can consume content, but also just do more content than consuming today. And it's much more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, that as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for better ways of thinking. And now, since I'm actually thinking like this, I'm actually understanding that I'm ready for my music production. I'm ready to do some music production today, and I'll let it be that way. I'm ready to actually go and start now, and I'm going to start a new track. I'll start myself a new track, and guess what? Parachute's more how I feel. Parachute's more how I feel. I start a new track, and I go and really do everything nice and sweet. I go nicely and beautifully make a melody, so I can go and do it greater. I see, so guys, I'm just making music over here, but I'm not saying something now. Now I have the melody, and it's just a sound. The sound is something I have to work on, but since I have to work on the sound, I'm understanding straight away how I feel to try to at least talk it out. And I feel that no matter what, that it's just how I feel stuck. I'm never stuck though. I'm never stuck because I can make sounds. I can make all these sounds happen. But it's more how I feel. I feel that no matter what, I have to plan the music track. So as I plan, I shall reap rewards because I need to go and grow myself and put it into an audio program for myself to dwell upon that much greater, so I'll do better. See, so what I'm actually doing is just going to tell you this. You must never leave a laptop on the bed. We never leave a laptop on the bed because it can catch on fire and your whole house can burn down very quickly because the laptop can be on the bed. But make sure you never put your laptop on the bed, guys, so that your house never burns down, because it's happened to other people where they left their laptop on the bed and the bed grew on fire. And now what I'm actually doing now is enjoying myself, and I'm looking to see exactly how I need to enjoy my sound. So I'm enjoying my sound over here. I'm looking for better ways of dealing with life. I'm looking for better ways of explaining what I need to do, but it's much more how I feel the technical side of things. In terms of my music track over here is different, and I feel that no matter what, that it's much more how I feel, that I need to go and progress the melody forward. But how do I progress the melody forward? And that's, I ask Jesus Christ. I can say Jesus Christ says this. He says, make a sound and just make one sound and go after one sound all the way through the track. And now I ask Jesus Christ, does he want to do Nexus or Avenger synth with that sound? First, Jesus Christ says, let's go with piano. I mean, Jesus Christ says piano is something that you can do all the way through. And something is just telling me to go and just do the way it is, the way I feel, no matter what. I'm learning how to go about. I'm learning how to go about it with Jesus Christ. I'm learning how to make my melodies and everything I have. So I have my melodies, but my melodies have to do better. And now I want to be able to speak it out into an audio program so I can actually do greater for myself over here. So it's much more how it is, and I let it be that way. So I'm actually understanding something. I'm understanding that no matter what, that it's much more how I feel. I have to relieve myself of everything I do, and no matter what, I have to go and grow myself differently. So I have all the melodies there. But what do I need to do now? So actually, that's the thing. I ask Jesus Christ. Like I said, Jesus Christ says, start layering out the music track the way you want it, and start really investing time into it. I have to invest more time into it. And that's the thing. I realize I have more than enough time to be able to do it. I'm pretty sure though it's much more how I feel. Now I'm learning very quickly about life over here. And I'm learning how to invest more time into it. I love I. I realize now, as I really grow myself differently, I'm looking for ways to strategize myself over here. I'm looking for ways to have a complete sound. But as I complete my sound over here, I'm looking to enjoy myself. I'm looking to see exactly how I need to complete this sound. I see it's much more how the synth that I have is getting so old for me. And I want to just play around with sounds. I just want to play around. I want to test the sound equipment out. I want to do nothing else except test sounds. And test what I can do with sounds here and there. And I just want to be able to do that from now on. Because I feel I have to test the equipment. I have to test my equipment much more. I understand that. I just want to test my equipment much more. And that's what helps me to play around with music. I want to play around with music. I just play around with it, and then go back into my older programs and just let it be that way. And I can do that now. I can actually go and play around with the sound because it's more how I feel. And then go back to the original. I go back to the original sound. So as I grow myself differently, I'm looking for different ways to grow. Looking for different ways to be in life. I'm looking for better ways of dealing with my life. So what I want to do is help myself to complete a better attitude around life. And my synth Avenger is something I can really just play with sounds. And as I play with the sounds, I want to just
repeat the sound over and over again and just play around. But I see anyways that as I really grow myself, I'm learning the different aspects of life over here, so I have to test different ratios. I'm gonna say as you test different ratios for yourself, you'll find a way to do some voicings, and you'll find different ways of explaining something. So you have to change it over, you have to see anyway. I see you can find a different way of chords and something nice and beautiful for yourself. You can find different ways of loving life. So there's a lot of different ways you can go and understand life differently. But you must understand anyway that since I'm actually testing sounds, and I'm looking for different ways of just being around my life. But you have to go and learn your nice and beautiful dwelling upon what you're available to do. And it's much more how it feels. And as you really grow yourself differently, it's much more how you must never ever go to sleep unless you feel much more, let's say, fatigued. So make sure you understand straight away that you're looking for a better way of dealing with life. And play with your oscillators and play with what you have over here. I mean, you have to learn how to grow yourself anyway, so I mean, you gotta learn how to read the dictionary and read what you need to do around life. And you'll learn something along the way. I mean, test the sounds out. I mean, if you test the sounds out, you shall learn something. You shall grow in different ways. And just go and learn how it feels to actually grow yourself differently. So if you're learning how to grow yourself, then you're actually learning how to be exactly how you need to be, and you have to modulate yourself. And learn. I mean, learn differences. I mean, learn something different. I mean, if you learn something different, then you'll learn the key orchestration around life, and you shall learn how to grow yourself differently. And that's it. I mean, just learn how you can focus on helping yourself to succeed differently is what I mean. I mean, you learn how to love yourself in the best kind of manner, and there is always a way for you to love your life.
Ej, si naš olovke? Sam ti rekao da su.
Kažem, uplašio me.
Molim?
Kažem, uplašio si me.
A dobro. Evo ti tu, okej?
Kažem, dobro.
Da li piše ili ne piše? Evo ti. Vidi,
Nema problema.
čekaj.
See, so what I'm doing now is I'm just testing out the equipment, and I'm looking to see exactly what I need to do over here. So you guys have to test equipment. I mean, test your equipment out and see what you need to do in life. it's all different anyway, so I mean, learn how to. I mean, you can definitely learn something in the process of what you're doing, and you're learning every single day how to just enjoy yourself. So learn quickly.